So are we here? I don't know. This is a little different. I just said go live. I didn't even put the thumbnail. Let me make sure is all this checked. Bam, bam. Okay, all that's good. And then go here and do that. Take that off and do that. All right. Swing. All right. Pop this out over here. Boy, that was crazy. I guess we don't need to be talking about the demon kids. I don't know what triggered that. That was some cray-cray stuff. There's Matt. All right, so let me drop this one. There's Papa's. Well, all righty. We are back. We back, Jack. And you know what? Well, Mac and Papa's are coming up and everything because, by God, we have to do it again. I really want to play that song again. You know that? Look, there's Papa's, but he can listen to the song with us. I really like that song. What was that song? There it is. Real to Myself. Here you go, Papa. I'll bring you up on stream, but while we wait on Mac, I'm going to play this song. I don't know if you heard this song a while ago when I played it at the beginning, but I found this song, and dude, I got to say, I dig this song. I'm totally down with this song, so we're going to jam to it for just a couple minutes. You can't hear? Okay. You can hear me? Okay, I just can't hear you. All right, well, let's jam to this song. It's called Real to Myself.
I don't play nice just to fit in the crowd. Don't wear a smile just to make them proud. I ain't here to kiss no ass or play pretend. I don't fake love, I don't need fake friends. I got boots that'll walk through hell and back, and a heart that's scarred but still intact. They don't like the way I speak my mind, but I ain't the kind to walk the line. Yeah, I'm real to myself, and that's the truth. Didn't sell my soul just to chase my youth. I don't deal in whispers or cowards games. If I got something to say, I'll say your name right to your face, not behind your back. I don't cut corners, I don't fade to black. I'd rather be outlawed than someone else, 'cause at least I'm real to myself. I've been loved by a few, burned by the rest, but I learned you don't fold when life's a test. Ain't no crown I'm chasing, no throne I need, just a beat up truck and a heart that bleeds. They call me reckless, call me hard, but this world don't hand out no reward for speaking truth or standing tall. They'd rather see you beg than risk the fall. Yeah, I'm real to myself, and that's the truth. Didn't sell my soul just to chase my youth. I don't deal in whispers or cowards games. If I got something to say, I'll say your name right to your face, not behind your back. I don't cut corners, I don't fade to black. I'd rather be outlawed than someone else, 'cause at least I'm real to myself. Let them talk behind closed doors. Let them laugh at what they don't understand. But me, sleep good at night cause my hands are dirty, but they're clean. Yeah, I'm real to myself and I make no excuse. I ain't part of your pack, I cut myself loose. I don't kiss up, I don't stand down. I'll be the last man standing in a no-name town. I walk through fire and I don't ask for help, cause I'm real to myself. Let them hate me. Long as I ain't hating myself.
Man, I just dig that song.
Good one.
I come across that and I was like, man.
Oh, yeah. You hear me now, Rescue?
Yes, sir. Sure do. Roger
Can
that.
you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, that is hold on, I'll tell you who it was. James Hilton Cowboy, Real to Myself. Let's see, I'll type that in the chat.
Thank you, Rabbit.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate that, brother. Cherokee.
How you doing, Cherokee? Widow? He's the Walking Dead artist.
What's up, No Quarter? No, this is the Not So Smooth Sunday, number 2 now. We started out smooth, but you can't talk about the devil's workers in the buildings. Otherwise, you go into buffer jail.
So far, Rescue, on the no YouTube things to do that we know of, other than the ones that, of course, everybody knows are certain names you can't say and certain M words and, SA words you can't say. We also know that you can't talk about certain religious sects that, we think that may be working for the other side. And you also can't play a video on a live stream of someone expelling a firearm.
Yeah. I got poor old Papa's taken down just by showing a video of somebody doing it. But if you're live.
We got a little journal started.
What's up, Craig? Code words for code words. Pretty much, right? Yeah, that was a trip, man. Hell, we were just in there talking away, and then finally it's like couldn't figure out. It's like, wow, there's only like 5 people listening. And Snook said something about the buffering, and then I went and looked, and yep, sure enough, I guess I got thrown into buffering jail. Don't bring up the little demon dude, I think. It was either the little demon dude with the demon expressions, or it was the little shithead we got down here in Houston. But one of them must have been some kind of trigger word.
Yeah.
Well, they're part of the big club that we're not all in, so it would make sense.
They can be part of that club, brother.
Yeah.
I don't
no
want to be a
desire.
part of the club.
I see it. Like we said, the more they hate me, the less people I have to be nice to when they speak.
And that might be insulting clubs to call them a club. That might be more like a cult.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be a cult, man. That's why I said, well, see, we're fixing to do it again, but I ain't saying no names, but it's like, that's why I say, when you look at like Homeboy's facial expressions, you would think that anybody that looked at that would get the same impression, but somehow they don't. Some people still listen to that. Yep. Sure, here, take all my money.
I think your screen's locked up, Rescue.
Oh, great. So I just thought of the name and I locked up. Damn. That little demon shit's...
It's got you looking down like this.
Damn it. Did I freeze it?
Over there on the trigger button, just wait. Just waiting.
Hey, man, they say the devil's always hard at work.
Still 420.
Puff, puff, pass.
I tried to hand it to him through the phone, but it wouldn't go.
Right. See, now that's one thing. Ever since Star Trek's been around, dude, I can remember, dude, being a kid, we'd be sitting around hitting the bong or something, talking smack, and we would always talk about the little food things. You know how they would always go over there in the cafeteria thing, and they'd go over and punch their little thing, and the food would come out. We would be like, man, can you imagine one day we just walk over and push a button and we can get a big old doobie just comes out, just materialize the doobie.
I don't know, Cherokee. I wasn't at the last meetup.
Did I do anything wrong at last meetup? Just wondering. Well, which last one? The last one in Ohio, the last one in North Carolina, the last one in Missouri, last one in Kansas.
I got on one of the ones from meet up in Missouri this year. This is one everybody signed.
That's from the last one, right?
Yeah.
Cherokee wasn't at the last one, was he?
Oh.
Was Cherokee at the last Missouri meetup?
No, he's in North Carolina.
Well, I think he came down to.
Yeah, he's in.
Didn't he come down to like the first one or something? The first or second one, maybe, or I don't.
In Missouri? I don't know.
Yeah.
In Missouri.
I was at the. Me and the missus went to the.
Not that I'm aware of, Cherokee.
2024.
It's my first year
I
going
know
to
that he's
Missouri.
been to two, but I've been to. So
I wasn't there. Me no sabe. Craig says Cherokee didn't do anything wrong. He is just misunderstood, from what I'm told. Yeah, me no bueno. I got. Oh yeah, here you go. So everybody signed your shirt. Check this one out, Mac. This is from, I think, the second one. Ghost made this. This was from all the different channels.
Yeah.
I can't see you. Your screen's locked up still.
Oh hell! Do you
Yeah,
see
it's
a
got
Papa?
you looking down like this.
Do you see
You've
a
been locked
Papa?
up for a while.
Did anybody else see it, or am I?
Yeah, I see it.
Okay, so I'm just froze
No,
up on Mac.
I see you. You're both operating regular to me.
Let me pop out and come back in.
Roger that. Yeah, that was back from Ghost. Made that.
Yeah, that giveaway.
That was raising all the money for the kid deals.
Yeah.
Oh, look. Damn, when Matt gets back, I'm about to let him know. Blackbird says, I don't think I got to sign it. And then Rabbit says, I didn't. Wait a minute. What's this? Blackbird says, I'm making cinnamon rolls on Wednesday in my new oven. Ooh.
Nice.
Okay, Cherokee. You didn't make a Missouri one? Okay.
I can see you good now.
Roger that. Well, here, let me do it again.
Oh, yeah.
Matter of fact, look at there. There's Papa's phone.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I had to look at the front, but I think this one, when Ghost did it, didn't this have North Shore?
I think it did.
Yeah. It had North Shore on it. And then it had the logo that Ghost made for me. Hell, he's the one that come up with that for me. The Kook Gang.
Yeah, that was a nice blanket. Right, Rabbit?
I never heard about the whole motorcycle wreck rescue. Is that something you would want to share?
Oh yeah, I can. Well, the one that took me out, and then bro, I didn't even know I had died. It was months later that I found out that I apparently died going from the bike to the life flight. And then they put me on life flight, and they were defibbing and all the good shit. And I laugh, and the guy goes, "Man, you were gone when we loaded you." And I go, "I don't know. When you figure it out, it ain't always up to you." But it was kind of, I left. So my little town, not even my town, hell, it's the town that's 14 miles down the road from me, is our big town. And it's basically an intersection of, we have a highway this way and a highway this way. And, that's where our town is. Well, I went to the auto zone. We had a new auto zone. And I thought, well, I'll get some chrome polish. So I went over on this side of the highway, and I got it. And then I told the missus, she was at work. I was, hey, I'm going to go out to the electric company, which is on this side of town. And you kind of got to pass through the little, what would be the downtown section. It's kind of like where our Sonic is. And, you got like the little Brookshire Brothers, the grocery store. And, well, I was coming through, man. And the last thing I remember seeing was 35-mile-an-hour school zone, because right on the right side was elementary school. And then right on the left was the Sonic drive-in. And it's blinking, and it's like, cool. And I mean, I always loved just kind of slow rolling at about 20, 25 through town anyway, because my Vance Hines just sound better at that thing, and it sounds cool bouncing off the buildings. And so I'm cruising, and that was the last thing I remember seeing. And then apparently what I found out later was this chick was all peeled up, and there was a lady beside me in the other lane from Louisiana, and she come shooting up and went to go around her, and she just hit me doing about 55 or 60, they figured. The chick at the Sonic, damn. I remember when I first saw her after this happened, and I went back, she damn near dropped her tray. She come around that building, and you know how the Sonics we got down here, I'm going to assume that the Sonics are kind of somewhat similar everywhere, but it's the shotgun style with the stalls down the side.
Yeah.
Well, we pulled in, and as she come around that, where the front doors are, and come around that thing, and she looked over and she recognized the vehicle, and she knew us anyway. And she saw me, and she just went to shaking. And then she come over, and she goes, "Oh my God, the last time I saw you, you look like some kid had picked up a rag doll and just thrown it. You were flying through the air." And apparently what I did is I was on that inside lane, and when she plowed me, I took the bumper off her, dude. My Dynawide took the front bumper cover off of her car when she did hit her brakes, because she wedged into my ass end so far that whenever she did, the weight of the bike just pulled the nose cone off of that car. And
damn.
But she knocked me over into oncoming traffic, and I hit my head, and I landed actually on my head, which that's another little funny tale, because my surgeon I've had half my spine, half my cervical has been replaced. That's what this is from. So I have a titanium plate in there, and if I had had a helmet on, I wouldn't be here. It would have probably severed me. And that come from the surgeon. He goes, "I'm gonna tell you now, I'm not putting this in paper, but if you had a helmet on, because the way the body reacts, because I didn't, my body started reacting the minute my head touched that asphalt, so it helped disperse the shock of that through everywhere instead of isolating it to right there." And but so anyway, I slid over, and people from the Sonic came over. They blocked traffic, and this lady from Louisiana, I ended up with pictures from the newspaper. She is apparently because this chick is telling the cop that I pulled out from Sonic in front of her. And this lady from Louisiana is like, "You're full of shit." And there's pictures of her holding her purse up here, boy, and she's all up in her face, dude, with that hand. And you can see it's like, and I don't know anybody that knows down how it is down here with coon asses from Louisiana, but buddy, they will pop you in the mouth quick. So if they get wound up, somebody would get tagged. And it looks like that woman was on the verge of fixing to tag her son. And they ended up, she's all peeled up. Well, they life flat me and they think I'm gone. And so they got to come down to the intersection and go on life flight. I get taken down into Houston and they bring me back. And I woke up like 3.5 days later in the hospital in a room and had one eye that was all swollen shut and shattered my collarbone. I was all jacked up. And like I say, I just kind of, I don't know, man. Life took on a different turn from that moment. I will say, I don't fear death, and I do believe in God. I didn't have some movie script kind of, afterlife experience or nothing. It's an overwhelming feeling. It's like a warmth when you kind of have this feeling, and I don't know, man. It was a life-changing thing. So, and here I am. I'm never scared to ride. The missus would never get back on a bike, even though she wasn't on it when it happened. But she rode with me, I think, twice after that, and she just wouldn't ride no more. She would always come up with excuses. I'd just chuckle and go, okay. But because I'm and plus the work that I've done and different careers that I've had throughout life, I just don't. That really set it in stone for me is what it was. I think that moment really started my relationship with God on a more direct path, because it's almost like, and I don't know, you'll just take it for what it's worth or read into it, whatever you want. I don't give a shit. But I almost was like faking it before that. I mean, I did believe in God, but it was like I was faking it. I was just kind of like, hey, man, it's like when I got married the first time. Okay, well, I'll go to church on Wednesdays and I'll go to church on Sundays. I'll do Bible study. So apparently I'm doing the right thing, right? And it's like, okay, you're totally missed the mark. It just never dawned on me until that. And then it really had an impact. And then, because see, everything before that had been other people. You watch the accidents, you watch the victim of this. Here's the just drunk driver. This is an OD, or, oh, look, burn victim. And that one there. And then the shock and awe with my kids and the missus. And it just kind of, I don't know, man. It put it in perspective. And, which I make that probably sound like all, oh, no righteous. No. I mean, I had shit, man. I had years. I was pissed off. I could rattle off that woman's name to this day right now. Her husband, I don't know how many times I probably allegedly might have made threats and kind of like scared the shit out of somebody just because I was bent, dude. I was bent for a while. So it's not like this was just, the first, as far as the God intervention, yeah. But I still had to get through all my human emotion stuff. The life thing is kind of a funny little story, because that was at a gas pump. I pulled up to a gas pump and I'm getting gas, and this guy, because there's like 4 pumps, and there's a guy that's on the other side of the pumps at the end, and this dude just keeps dipping over on the side of these pumps looking at me. And the minute I look, he'd go back. And about the 5th time that dude did that, I finally just walked down there. I said, "Can I help you with something?" He said, "Well, you look real familiar." I said, "Well, yeah, I kind of been around here for a while. I mean, this is a little town." He goes, "No." And he's turned around and started to point down towards that Sonic. And I said, "You talking about that wreck?" He said, "Yeah." And I go, "Yeah, that was me." He goes, "Man, I was one of the paramedics that put you on life flight. You were gone." I said, "I don't know. When you going to figure it out, ain't up to you." And he kind of chuckled, and he goes, "Well, yeah." And I go, "There you go." And then it just, I don't know. Like I said, after that, now every time we talk, we just remind each other, love you. Even might talk to each other 3 times a day. Hey, just wanted to see you. Where you going to be able to make it over this evening? No. Okay. All right. Talk to you later. Love you. Bye. All right. Love you too. Bye. It just, now that's the habit. and it just, my even that wreck though. See, my kids were little enough; they don't. My daughter just remembers her most thing for her that she remembers about me is the fireproof file cabinet that fell over on me during a storm, and it pretty much that was I'd already taken some good injuries to my body, so I was already feeling. But then that happened, dude. That brought tears. I was snot running. That was like I was laying there thinking, "That's it, dude. I just paralyzed myself." Holy shit, dude! Because I mean, I don't know if you ever seen or kind of felt the one of them 4-drawer fireproof safes. Because you know what fireproof really means, by the way, just to diffuse a bunch of shit. Like people probably think, like, "Ooh, wow." Fireproof means they filled the damn thing with concrete. That's
Yeah.
fireproof. So that means that little sheet metal file cabinet now has concrete in it. Yeah, that damn thing. What's up, Grumpy?
Grub,
Yoda is talking to Skeins. But yeah, and I mean, I've fallen off of
you feel like
poles. I've been smacked with stuff. I met my wife. She was a physical therapist aide. Hell, I was doing a water main for a prison unit, building a prison unit, and had a header fall off of a lift all and smacked me to the ground. That's how I met her. I had to go to therapy for months just to get up walking again. So I've done my back. My mom used to chuckle and go, "Man, you need to write a book. It's like you just jumped into a washing machine and just got beat all around." I can literally tell you, I have been ran over, shot, and stabbed. You want to come up, Grumpy? What's up?
Yeah, I've been shot and stabbed.
Did you get in? Were you involved in the younger years in like the riding groups and stuff?
Yeah, I was a support group for the Outlaws Motorcycle Club out of Charlotte, North Carolina. We done a lot of work with them.
I don't suppose you're not gonna hate me if I tell you I used to hang out with the banditos down here, huh?
Yeah. It's kind of like the whole racism thing.
Right.
I probably should have said that. All that don't matter to me at all anymore. It's we're just people now.
That's it.
yeah.
Just hitting the lick. Hello, anyone?
You feel
Hey,
like
Eric.
you come away from that incident, rescue the accident with some PTSD? Almost
Oh, man.
unavoidable.
Shit, dude, I got smacked one time upside the head.
BP,
I used to work for BP.
Rapid, the BP with a question mark. I don't know what that means.
Oh, is that the initials of the group you're referring to, Rabbit?
Oh no, it wasn't BP.
I ain't throwing nobody's business out there, but I just figured that might be what he's referring to.
No, Cherokee Pappy was. This would have been around 1987 to 91.
G-Ball Merkel in the house. Grits and Grace.
Seems like there was a chain there, though.
What we got? Rip Curl Readiness? Man, look at all you fine people in here. All you awesome mother cluckers. Got Grumpy to miss him. Man, if you know what, if I have missed you and I did not say hello to you, I do apologize. Welcome to the Cluckin Alamo. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever
You ain't
it
got
works for you.
Grumpy down there waiting, do you?
Huh?
You ain't got anybody waiting in backstage, do you?
No, I've been keeping an eye on that. Which I don't. Grumpy, you want the link? I don't know. You see, I asked that a while ago, and then I didn't even pay attention for the answer.
That's got to be G-Ma Merkel up there. Yep. Hey, G-Ma Merkel.
Yeah, I've been burned. But I worked for TRW. That's when I got smacked in the head. That's probably the worst. That's the one. I think it might have even done shit. If I was honest with myself, that's probably where some of my gaps come from. Because I'll just have gaps. It's like I'll remember something, and it's like it just kind of goes boop, and it's like, well, wait, didn't I like continue riding my bike and jump that ramp, or what happened? And it's like, nope, just don't know, and it sounds like that's a blank and stuff. But yeah, it was an 8-inch gate valve on a batch tank. And a dude was taking a crane, bringing it around that batch tank, and the flagger looked away, and so that dude just kept the momentum coming in whenever as I was like, well, where's that? And as I looked up, it just clocked me. Wham, dude. An 8-inch gate valve is pretty good size, and it's, yeah. I woke up about 40 minutes later over by the truck and was like, and, oh, shit. But I always just I'm not a medical person, a first aid kind of hospital goer, doctor kind of person. I just throw duct tape on it and keep going. I've stroked out in a bucket before. That's when I decided, okay, we're cutting off all this shit. But you got to pay attention to what I'm putting in my body. And if it hadn't been for a fellow person up there in their bucket, dude, that would have probably been the one and done deal. Because I just kind of fell over in that bucket right up on them lines, and it was just like boom. And he reached over and grabbed my bucket control and his bucket control and started bringing us both down. See, and it's like that. They told me I was diabetic, and I'm having to poke myself and take this stupid medicine. And believe it, I used to think it might have been just my willpower, but that's because I was just being disrespectful to God, because it was God. But dude, I would just nut up to that, and I just finally go, man, I'm not going to poke myself, and I'm not taking this shit. I just won't eat this kind of stuff no more, and I'll just try to do better, and I've been doing fine ever since.
Yeah.
That's why I say I don't take pills. I've been told to. Sitting in a field tending the flock. Roger that.
Yeah, I don't take any medication. I take pain pills since the surgeries and all that, but I'm not on any life-sustaining medications.
Hey, there's my latest soapbox, dude. So I'm going to do the Here Comes My Rave. So sorry if y'all didn't want to hear it, but by God, this really chapped my ass. I got to say. So the missus, her dad, regardless of my feelings, I'm just sticking with the fact of the circumstance. So here's this older dude who's a little bitty old thing, in his 80s, not good shape, on the verge. Homeboy falls and breaks his hip. And in less than 48 hours, they've got him in surgery, hooking him up with another hip. And I told her, look, this ain't at your dad, but yo, dude, WTF, man. I'm sorry. I was in my 50s, and y'all didn't want to do shit for me. You just told me to go to pain management. This dude's in his 80s and knocking on the door already, and all he does is fall, and you're like, hey, we can fix that shit. I'm sorry. How come you couldn't fix me? What's the deal here? Do I got to wait until I'm old and halfway out the door and I fall, and then you're going to, hey, you know what? We could fix his back. It's a little late. I mean, shit. I couldn't believe that, dude. And I mean, that's cool that they're fixing his shit. I just thought, dude, are you shitting me? This dude's already got a half foot in the door.
It's all got to do with the insurance company.
Oh, well, hell, that was another kicker
Whoever's
during all this.
contender.
Oh, the kicker I found during this, and this comes from the hover round lady. Because I'm thinking, okay, well, I got to get a chair. Okay, so I get the hover round. I'm thinking, okay, man, if I do get better, I might can use these motors for something. That actually was my thought. So I go to get a hover round. Well, hell, man, I got 2 insurances. We got Blue Cross Blue Shield through her work, and I got the Medicare stuff. Man, dude, I had to pay more because I had 2 insurances. And the lady at Hover Round even told me that. If I'd have just had the Medicare, I wouldn't have had to pay a dime. If I had just filed under hers, I'd only had to pay a couple $100. But because I had to pay both, dude, I had to pay like $1,700 because I had 2 insurances. I'm like, can you make that make sense? Like, make that make sense. And she just kind of goes, I can, I know. And that's it. If I could have talked to you before, but I'm in the system, so the system knows I have these insurances. And I asked her, I go, well, so if I were to hang up right now and I cancel one of these, she goes, well, unfortunately, it's in the system, so I don't know what'll happen. And so we just went with it. But yeah, I was like, ain't that some shit? So I have two insurances, so you're going to pay the most. What? But see, they want to encourage you. They try to cause dysfunction as much as they can. What's up, Michigan Outpost? And who else was that? Somebody else. Song of the South. I knew I saw somebody else slide.
Radio Michigan.
Huh?
I was saying hi to Michigan.
Oh, yeah. Maccabeus, the July 4th, 1900 massacre was the worst mass killing in Charlotte's history. Leader William Chains, I'm out before your leader. Oh, sorry, had to go to the restroom. Okay. And then he said he was my best friend. I got pay or he paid me to fix. They know they won't have to do it.
Yeah, the first 3 months I went to the doctor, I was hurting so bad. I was eating 3 Tylenol and 3 ibuprofen 6 times a day. That's how bad I was hurting. And it got so it wasn't working, and ibuprofen was making my stomach sick. So I went and got Medicaid and went to the doctor. It took 3 months. They was telling me I had drug-seeking behavior. That CAT scan come back, and she had to eat a lot of crow, and she was telling me I had cancer.
Dude, you got to be careful of that ibuprofen because you take that much and it gets down around in your colon, and it gets around the edge, and it'll start eating through, and you'll start having blood loss and shit. The missus went through that because she got real bad about taking that ibuprofen all the time, and then finally she went bad, man, and took her in there like, yeah, what was her hemoglobins? I don't know, dude, her hemoglobins were like down to like freaking 4 or 5 or some shit. They're like, oh, shit. So, yeah, I had to take her down there. I had to pump shit into her. And that's when they discovered that, and that's when they told her, you've been doing that. She goes, yeah, well, you need to stop. Oh, look at Grumpy. Just picked the apple off the tree. Munching away. Chewing his cud, man. He's chewing his cud.
We got some pears out there about right, ready to pick. And shouldn't be too much longer. The muscadine grapes.
Yeah.
Got a trellis full of them.
I love pear butter, man. Pear butter's some good stuff.
Yeah, still got a mess of apple butter I made this past year.
Ooh, yeah. The good stuff. I chowed down on some that the Amish, somebody sent me some that the Amish had made. Shit, dude, I just made me some toast, and I just slapped that bad boy. I made me some apple butter sandwiches with toast.
Or a biscuit. Yes, sir.
That's some good stuff.
Rabbit had deer go in his greenhouse.
Ooh. So, did you not close
Have
the
good night, Grit and Grace.
Oh, nuts. Make it a good day tomorrow, ma'am. You're in the driver's seat.
See you later, Dick and Grace.
Oh, look, Blackbird says, ooh, I need to make pear and apple butter this year. I'm just kind of
I'm about to hop off of here.
If you have a greenhouse,
have a good night.
Isn't there entrances and exits to greenhouses? So otherwise, if it's not a contained thing, don't you just call it a damn garden? Isn't it the part that it has a whole roof and walls that makes it a greenhouse? Like, how does a deer get in the greenhouse?
See you later, Papa.
Not Papa's. Thanks, buddy.
All right, I'll see y'all soon. I'm going to drop down in the chat.
Roger that. Let's set it on eating one.
It's
Well,
been
maybe.
really cool here the last few days and nights, getting into high 50s, low 60s at nighttime.
Well, see, Rabbit's sitting there saying it's the damn heat, so he leaves the door wide open to release it. Why don't you just get you some of them hog panels and make you a little hog panel door so that way it's open, but yet big shit can't get in there and eat your stuff. I'm just saying, hog panel. One hog panel and trim it down, it'd fit right in the door. Bam.
Yeah. Or shoot a deer.
Yeah. Or trade out the veggies in the greenhouse for the meat and that backbone, that backstrap right there, make up for it. I mean, I know if you offered me one, it's like, hey, you can have some of this lettuce and some cucumbers, or you can have this backstrap. I'm taking the backstrap. So.
Yeah.
It's only too late for that because you did not think it through, sir. This is part of the learning curve. You're in the learning stage. It's done now. Remember this for the future.
Rabbit's been doing it long enough. He probably knew it and forgot it.
See? That makes the deer a vegan dish. Hey, man, I'm cool with them vegan dishes. If the cows and stuff and the deer eat the veggies, there you go. I get mine through them. They're good deliverers.
Yeah, all them grapes probably made that meat taste pretty good.
Right? Got marinated. Marinated from the inside. Song of the South says Santa would be missing Rudolph, Donner, and Blitzen, right? So have the deer never got in your greenhouse before? And then Grumpy says, speaking of deer, we have a new buck in the area. Nice looking 8-pointer. Being seen as offsprings fall. Oh, there you go. So it's never happened. Huh?
Up to the last 4 years, I had deer always come. I live right on the river, and they'd always come up here in my backyard. I'd go out here on my upstairs, my 3rd-story deck, get a deer anytime I wanted one. And our neighbors move in. They got a bunch of dogs, and them dogs bark all the time.
Oh.
And deer don't even come around here anymore.
Well, we used to have them come through the yard. We don't no more because I had to put a fence up to keep other people's dogs out of my yard. Because that just one night she went out there at like 2-something in the morning, went to take the dogs out. That was before we had the little one. All we had was Rudy, and he got jammed up by 3 dogs out there by that tree, and it freaked her out. And it was like, okay, well, I ain't gonna have my dog. And then you just, I was on the verge of I'm fixing to get locked up. So it was like, okay, well, we're doing the fence thing. So we did a fence. So and everybody around here knew that I was not a happy camper, and I still chastise them to this day. I don't give a shit. Tell them I'm sorry. I've been here since the 80s. Never had to do a fence. Never had to put cameras up. Never had to worry about no shit until you people moved up around here. Well, what is that supposed to mean? It means you changed everything.
Yeah. They don't respect their neighbors.
Well, they come up here and these people whine about the stupidest shit. You know, it's matter of fact, when we had the flood and I did the stream, I took everybody down there by the bridge and it was flooded over. And I was like, yeah, here it is. Dude, these people from down there come up and they're talking about the town, how the city needs to do something. I said, well, ma'am, I said, we're not in the city. I said, the only reason you see the city name is because that's the nearest post office to us. I said, there's no, well, somebody, I said, there is nobody. This is our own shit out here. That's how that works. Oh, well, and they do. Where's the street lights? Where's, these roads need to be, what? This is private shit. This ain't some subdivision. This ain't the city or some county shit. We now have a couple of county roads, the main ones, just simply because we have some oil field shit way up in the back area and some open land back there. And so we have what's a main road. And we don't have you have to, if you want to consider the whole thing a private, we'd have to put a gate up. And we don't. Of course, now I'm starting to wonder, maybe we should have put a damn gate up. You have all these people get visitors that come in. Everybody likes our little lakes and shit up here. Because, see, these are private lakes. You don't have to have no license. Like, if you came down here to visit, we just go right up there and throw a rod in the water. You don't have to have no license. This is private lakes right here. This ain't the state shit.
That's cool.
Oh, man, and that lake up there, it's a badass. That's an artesian lake, which that's really kind of fit. That's what feeds the back bottom lake. We lost, I think, 3 lakes that we used to have around here from the first flood. It knocked a whole land section and knocked out some lakes, and they never came back.
That's big.
Grumpy says, did you know cut the tire stem off and a tire goes flat in about 30 seconds?
Yeah. Goes out pretty quick.
G-Mall Merkel, you are 80 miles too far from the mall here, honey. Well, I don't go to no mall. Why would you want to go to a mall? That is way too many people.
Yeah. That's 2 hours away from me.
Yeah, it'd be 2.5 hours, 2.5 hours, depending. I think there is a smaller one about 2 hours away. But if you want to go to that big one in Houston, that's about 2.5. I guess you inherited all the California liberals. No, what I got is I got all these city folks from down around Houston and all the little suburbs, and I got the people that didn't amount to anything down there in their little neighborhoods. So then they come up here and thought, hey, look, these people are a bunch of redneck in the woods. We'll throw some little big words out and try to run some shit. And I think it worked for a few years while we were gone. But when my mom got bad and we came back and I took care of her, she passed, and when I went ahead and decided to move back here to the house, yeah, that's why I'm that guy. That's why I always laugh and say, "Oh, I'm that guy," because there's a good 100+ people around here that'd go, "Oh yeah, Brian's that guy." Because I'm just a simple guy too. I don't play the word verbiage. I don't like that word salad shit. I don't like that little hustler shyster kind of talk, like you're gonna talk sideways and shit. Man, say what you mean and mean what you say, and just get done with it. Oh, Creek says the Lake Conroe crowd. Oh my God, hell no! Keep them freaking Riri's over there. That's all the little like yacht queen kind of people. Like they got their pontoon boats and they got their bass tracker that they never fish in, but boy, they got all the shit on it to look good.
Yeah. Then don't do anything with it.
Yeah. And they're over there, and that lake over there, I don't know, man. That is. Now, if you want to go fishing in the regulation world, that's one of them lakes, buddy. You better make sure all your T's are crossed and your I's are dotted, because them game wardens run that shit over there, buddy. I mean. Same here. My own shittle village used to get deer hunting.
Yeah, my nearest Walmart's about 32 miles or so from me. The next one is 48 miles, 45 or 48 miles.
Ours is about 16 miles to the Walmart. That's kind of to that. That's the town. That's where our one Walmart, our 2 grocery stores, and then all the little fast food chains are all located right there. So we have our one Taco Bell, we have our one Burger King, we have our McDonald's. Yeah, it's about 16 miles down the road. And the reason why it exists, and the most of the traffic we get is like lake traffic. So we don't get so much over here where I'm at, because I'm on the opposite side of the highway, but the side that towards the lake, they always get all these little lake jockey visitors up there at Lake Livingston. And that's a big lake. It used to be the largest man-made lake in the United States at one point. It's pretty cool out there. There's a sawmill down there at the bottom of it. It was a old family sawmill, and whenever they started the process, the family said, "We're not going to worry about it," and they said, "Okay, we'll just leave it down there for what do they call that? Kind of like the barrier reef stuff, where they're going to let it become just an object for the." And so, yeah,
back to habitat.
right. The nearest Walmart is 50 miles from here. I don't go there either. No, that's because you order Uber Eats. We know what you do, G-Ma Merkel. You order Uber Eats and they deliver your supper. We know what's up. Don't try to pull that shit on me, Missy.
I live in a little hamlet out in the middle of nowhere. It used to be a town. There's less than 50 people here. It's right on the river. It's I picked this place 25 years ago just for the security aspect if it ever went post-apocalyptic. River is on the back. My property backs right up to the river. I really like it here. And the neighbors, I mean, it took time to fit in and all that because they're clannish and backwoods and, this kind of thing. But it took time. But I've been around here long enough. The older crowd, they accept me. I've got a couple of real good neighbors. Helped me a lot while I had cancer.
Hell yeah. Just took a little bit to they had to feel you out and you kind of had to feel them out. And then like, okay, yep. It works. What's up, Jerry?
And I'm not native here anyway.
Right. So,
so I moved here in 91. Had kind of a rough past, as far as my activities, not like legal problems, stuff like that. The law didn't like me, but they never could hem me up on anything.
Right. So where'd you grow up at?
Rock Hill, South Carolina.
Okay.
Just south of Charlotte, North Carolina. Just right across the border.
Okay.
It's pretty rough little city back years ago. It probably still is. I went back down there in 2009 to visit, and I was to visit my sister in Gastonia, which is up across the line in North Carolina. And I went down to Rock Hill. I didn't like none of it down there. Everything it used to be rural countryside's all strip malls now, and it's overpopulated so bad there's no way I could ever live down there again.
We did that. God, it's been 20 years or better. We took a ride down to my dad's place because my parents were split, and so my mom was on the outskirts of Houston is where we lived. We actually, at one point, used to live right across the street from Gillies, the good old little famous bar down there in Pasadena. We used to live across the street from it. And my dad, though, had horses and some cattle, and he did weights and measures, and he lived in Beaumont, and that was rice field country kind of deal. So I kind of grew up in both little worlds. But we went down there to look at my dad's shit, dude. Now we topped the canal, and what was my dad's property? This is funny too, dude, because it's funny when I say it too, because it's just the way this comes out. So where I grew up, as soon as you cross the bridge, there's now 2 apartment complexes on this side of this road, and right on the right side right here is a whole subdivision. And then if you go down and before you make the curve to where the old house was, there's 2 more apartment complexes and another subdivision. And we just was like, holy shit, dude. And it was just so weird stopping at the top of that canal right there and then kind of just looking across that going, dude, I used to run a tractor and brush hog all this shit right here. This is where the horses and the cows were. And now this is like an apartment complexes and shit. It's all got street lights and all this fancy concrete road shit. And it was like, damn.
I've been seeing a lot of them barn dominiums popping up around here. What used to be just like farms, there'd be 200 acres in one house. They split a lot of them up into smaller acreages. And people from cities, I guess, are moving in here, putting up them barn dominiums and stuff like that.
We've talked about it, Al. If we went to ever redo this one, that's what we would do. If we went to build something new, it'd be a barn dominium. Just have it all in one. Oh, did I miss anything? That's
kind of what my plan was for this building. It's 3 stories, 37 foot tall. the ground floor is my shop area, and the second story all my living space, and then I got a third story loft that I built for a bedroom.
Oh, there you go. Well, yeah, now you got your badass elevator.
Yeah. Yeah, I probably won't go back to the loft to sleep unless there's like a really bad winter, because it's self-contained too, and I got a tiny stove that I built, so I can close everything else off and just live up there. That's what I done this last winter when I got sick. It got down to the point I wasn't even packing firewood for the little stove. I took my 2-burner hot plate and plugged it in. That's what I heated the loft with, because I was hurting so bad I couldn't even pack firewood anymore. Then my leg messed up and I couldn't walk, so I got a king size mattress and I put it's right here on my second story, and that's probably where I'm going to stay the rest of the time anytime I live here. And that loft kind of if there was ever a fire in the building, I'd have to go out the third story deck more than likely and go down a ladder. And I got the dog, and
yeah,
I got to start thinking about things like that.
Yeah.
I didn't plan for any of this to happen, or I would have built everything completely different here.
If you had only known what was to come.
But it's all part of the plan, though. I mean, God has a plan for every one of us, and I believe He guides our footsteps. Good, bad, and ugly. You look at Joseph, he went to prison for something he didn't do. His brothers sold him human trafficking to the slave traders. I mean, a lot of stuff happened to him, and he wasn't doing anything wrong in his life at all. And God was taking him through a whole process to get him ready for where he needed to be Pharaoh's right-hand man for that worldwide famine that was going to hit.
Exactly.
When bad things happen to you, don't think you're bad luck or all this. I've learned to rejoice through my sorrows. It's really helped me a lot. I'm thankful, like Papa was saying earlier, I'm thankful for all of it.
Right.
I don't want to go through it again, but it's been a really joyful experience in a lot of ways.
Well, and we've kind of dumbed it down, but what doesn't kill you just makes you stronger. So it's,
yeah.
But I think and that's where that relationship comes. It just depends on your relationship, I guess, because that's where I get my drive, man. I put it in God, and I know that sounds kind of all TV evangelist something, but it's just, that's what really does work for me. I believe God's got my back. I believe that I wouldn't have this feeling to do this if it wasn't for that. So.
Yeah. Well, there's a difference between guys like us and the TV guys. We're not on here selling what we got to say to nobody.
Yeah. No, all I can do is
we're being real about it from who we are.
Yeah, as far as in my opinion and advice, thought, whatever to anybody, just search it. Search. Listen for God and then find Him in your own terms. That way, it means it'll hit if you do it in your own terms, then it'll be the part that means something.
Yep.
By the way, Craig said that the barn dominium is $60 a square foot. That's not a bad price either. I guess I don't see, man. It's like that. I would have to. That'd be so hard, man, because I would have to have somebody else would be building that. And that would be the first time ever.
That's something I wish I'd have done different. I bought bad insulation and done all my walls and my ceiling. And I wish I'd have done that spray foam stuff.
Yeah. Used to build pole barns and such. Right, Jerry? I used to, man, around here whenever we first came up in this area, that's what I used to do. I used to build a lot of hay barns and pole barns. A lot of cattle land and logging back in those days around here. Still got some cattle. The logging, though, man, they did to the logging just like what they've done to the medical field and everything else. It's corporations came in and they started buying up all these little family logging crews and shit, and they started buying that land up. Next thing you know, they decided that they were going to their contractors were the ones that are going to do the logging, and it isolated it down to where there's like 3 main families around here that still actually get to do the logging because it's now owned all.
That's kind of what happened here, but it wasn't corporations. It was the Amish. I was logging 7 years ago, and the Amish have completely taken over the logging industry.
Oh, this one here, it was the corporations here because what they did is they bought the mills, and then they turned around and they started buying the timberland. And that's once you got control of the timberland, then you get to decide who cuts the timber. And that's all of a sudden that changed because that was the main driving force around here was logging. That was, if you know, what was like the main source of income, it'd be logging. It was either the logging or the oil field because, you know, we've always had oil lines, field lines going through because I'm down in southeast Texas. So, but most of it was logging.
The Amish done the same thing. They built their own mills and everything. Most of the lumber comes out, or timber comes out of here, this area, goes to pallet lumber. There's probably 50 Amish sawmills within, I'd say, 30 miles of me.
Oh, wow. Is it fair? Is it a fair price?
I was getting 35 and 37 cents a board foot. That was 7 years ago. I don't know what it's paying now.
Savage says, "Excuse me, Joseph was a liar. He lied to Abraham, screwed him, stole his brother's blessing, damn the world, and I beg to differ." Well, I think the point was that he uses us in all different kinds of ways, and we go through all different kinds of circumstances. But and we don't always understand the reasoning behind it, but there is a divine plan. At least that's my take.
Yep, that's what I believe.
Fish sticks. I'm sorry, Fish sticks. I didn't even say hi to you, and now you're already gone. You came in and gone, and I just now saw you. Sorry. Later, fish. Fishy fish. I kind of missed a bunch of it. Let's see what Blackbird says. Shit, Maccabeus. I just want to get my insulation in before winter. Right. Welcome back, Indy. I still can't figure out the plan he has for me. You know, sometimes you just don't. I guess. I mean, I don't know what the plan is. I just know it's apparently I'm still here. So, and if he's still got me here, then apparently I shouldn't be doing more bad shit. I should be doing more good stuff. So then you just kind of grow from it day to day.
That's like Joseph. Joseph didn't know all that stuff he was going through, where it was going to end him up.
Excuse me. Well, and that's where you get caught up in the man-made world, you know, and we know so much and that our way and what that we ought to do. And, you know, sometimes hard times and strife is part of your journey. So it is what it is.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know God's plan yet. He's not done yelling at me. Oh, I don't know if he's really yelling anymore because, you know, I mean, but this, I don't know. I have my take on it is I think all the talking was kind of done with the crucifixion. That was when you were shown the way. And, you know, here, this is the way. And then you were kind of told this is the way. And it's not like, okay, well, this seems pretty factual, you know, on point. So this might be the point.
Yeah.
So I don't think that's why I just waiting. It's kind of like a parent, man. You wait for your kids to wake up and do good, you know? I almost looks and I never mean any disrespect to the creator, but I analogy that to that a lot because I can see the reference and raise in mind. And then with my grandson, you can feel that love, you feel the desire, and it kind of makes me then see things in a different way whenever I get to reading the word. You read it in a fatherly way, and it's in an instructional, like, look, this is what's gone before, and this is what I'm expecting of you, and look, this is what's happened, this is how you do it. And I know that dumbs that down a lot, and my bad, but that's what works for me. And so I just kind of look at that context and I think, it's not all going to be pleasant, but at the end of the run is the betterment for me, Right, Eric? You're apparently here for a reason. Everyone is medicated. Oh, Tiger's on break. She's back with us. All for his kingdom. I had to dip out for a few, but I'm back before needing to support another friend's channel momentarily. But I didn't forget to smash the like button. I really enjoyed being here, Montreal. Hey, thanks, all for his kingdom. Yeah, I don't think so, but jog down here with logging land. I did get the guy to let me pull off the old paneling in a house before they rip it for a remodel. Oh, so you got you some repurposed paneling to use, Blackbird? That'll be cool. With all this leg, foot, toe clots, he's yelling at me, and it took that for me to actually hear him. As long as you hear him. That's the main objective. I don't talk to both of my kids the same way. My son gets one version and tone and sets of words, and my daughter gets another. So I look at that's why I say that relationship is so personal, because it's like with them, they're not, my relationship with them ain't the same. So I don't think the relationship the Father has with all of us is going to be the same.
Yeah.
And Papa said, Eric, everyone's here for a reason, a lifetime of figuring out what that is. That reason. Crazy part is, it could be for the last seconds of our lives to change an outcome for someone else, right? And then there's some. The book says there's some that never get it. So.
Yeah. That's awesome, Tiger.
My PET scan came back clear, so I'm good for another 6. Hell yeah. Right on, Tiger.
Thank you, Independent.
That is some good stuff. I think I can get enough good panels to at least do the main walls. Well, and to be honest, Blackbird, you can always staple insulation up, but then take some clear plastic and staple that over the top of that, just so you keep any insulation dust contained until you do get you some paneling or something to put up there.
Yeah, that's what I done with this place.
Savage
then I got my wall boards on. It's like, good. A lot of my wall boards were logs, and I ripped them down long ways into boards with my chainsaw.
Oh, there you go. Savage says, the way I see it, if you're prepping on any level, you're ahead of the crowd, means God wants you in a position to survive. And to me, that means someone up above has a plan for you. The meaning of life has a different answer to all those that ask the question. This is true. Oh, Blackbird says, I plan on that. Right on, ma'am. Careful with plastic inside, can cause condensation. Well, yeah, but as long as you don't seal the tops and bottoms off, you shouldn't.
My walls are 9 inches thick. Not trying to one-up you there.
Ooh, his wall insulation's bigger than your wall insulation in there. Yeah, I always put a couple inches at the top and a couple inches in the bottom, short on the plastic. That way it's got breathing room.
Yeah. My
Personality.
studs are like 19 foot long in my walls. They go from the ground all the way up to the rafters, and then up to the rafters. So it's vented all the way up. My
Oh, there
building.
you go.
And
Well,
on my
see,
soffit, I didn't build a squared off soffit. My roof comes down like this, and the wall rolls up into it like that. You know, kind of.
oh, okay.
And wind can't get up underneath that soffit now, and go. That's part of what rips roofs off is because they can get up underneath there and grab a hold of the soffit and
Yeah.
pull it off. There's nothing there; it just rolls right up the wall.
Oh, that'll work. I would recommend fire blocks on the walls that have your heater or fireplace, all that good little shit.
Yeah.
That helps slow down fire travel.
Yeah, my
If you
north
end up
wall
with a
where
problem.
my big wood stove is, it's set up with fire blocks.
Yeah, otherwise that shit gets in that channel and it'll run and it'll go quick.
Yeah, and this is all like really old yellow pine, like the '80s. It was all in good shape. That
Oh
built
yeah.
it was well preserved. It looked like brand new lumber, other than some nail holes in it.
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah, 90% of this is salvaged material that I built this out of.
Well, see, that's once again like most things. That's back when we processed lumber and we actually tried to do top quality jobs. So things got quality check coming out of the kiln in the drying stage. That was maintained. Now they don't give a shit if you like it or not. You look
Yeah.
at some of these bundles of wood, man. I tell you what, if I was a contractor, I'd probably be pissed off at some of the shit that would get dropped off at my site.
Yeah.
Because you look at some of the crap, man, that they got wrapped up in a bundle, and it's like you can obviously see that a quarter of that whole edge is gone off of that board, but
Yeah.
put it in the bundle, or it's
Well, just
warped
thinking-
like this.
And most homeowners, would they care if they knew?
If they knew, oh man, most of them people that like, if you go down towards Houston, all them little subdivisions where they build all them damn next door to each other houses and shit, if those people actually knew how that house was actually put together, they would move out.
Yep.
What they think is all nailed together, and man, it's like, man, no, dude, somebody just put a toenail in that because they know that the sheetrock and shit's gonna hold it all up.
Yeah. I used 3 and 3.5 inch torque screws to screw everything together too. None of it's nailed.
Ooh,
The torque
I'm undecided on that, to be honest.
How's that?
Well, and this house and the way things have been going this past year and a half is what's really kind of got me second guessing things. Song of the South, Mac is in Missouri.
Yeah.
Well, because so here's what I've noticed with the house, like this back part right here, this was a lot of this was all nailed in because this was done around that time frame, and nails were the thing. It wasn't so much screwed. But since then, now a lot of the little fixing has been screws. Well, what I've noticed is the nailed in has more flex, so it doesn't break the wood. It flexes and the nails will start to pull up a little, where with the screws, it flexes until it either rips the edge of that wood off or something where it's pulled the screw through. And it kind of, that's what got me thinking, going, because I'm thinking it depends on where you place them. Like if you just did studs and through the top plate and bottom plate screwed, that's probably good because your walls don't flex on the studs. But like attaching the sheetrock to the rafters makes me wonder. See, this house is flexed and the sheetrock is bubbled, and you wonder. But see, I think it's because it's nails that it's pulled out instead of tearing the hole in the sheetrock, so it's still holding, even if it's pulled out a little bit. Make sense?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm still on the fence with that. I'm thinking, because I did for the longest time up until the last year and a half or so, 2 years with this house. Shit, dude, I'd throw a torque screw in something quick. There we go. We're good. don't have to
Yeah,
hear
when you're doing it all
that.
by yourself, it's a lot easier too when you're by yourself instead of trying to hold a board up there and drive a nail or something.
Well, and I mean, I'm sorry, but you just let's see. Do I want to go, "Rrr, rrr, rrr," or do I want to pick up that E swing at 20 ounces and go wham, wham? Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm going with the finger. That's it.
Yeah.
This sure does seem a whole lot easier. That's
I was well, the torque screws. I was thinking about like high winds and stuff. I thought it would hold together better. I can't prove it will or won't. I can't prove which is better.
won't know
Screws
till
or
it
nails.
happens.
Yeah. One thing I've noticed about screws, if they flex too much, they do end up snapping.
Yeah.
They're a harder, brittle.
Oh yeah, at the head
metal.
they just shear off.
Well, on down towards where the two boards meet, that far down the screw, they snap off there. If they're exposed to a whole lot of swaying, the main framework I put up in 2016, and then 2018 I come back and finished the building, and I had some stuff I had to fix because it had flexed enough that where I didn't have adequate bracing in. Yeah, I noticed it had snapped off several of the screws.
Uh,
But I think if there's no flex in it, then it wouldn't.
just shears it off.
Yeah. I think it's a matter of the overtime. Plus, they get hot when you're driving them in.
Yeah.
I know I've pulled them out before, and them things burn the hell out of your hand.
Well, it's friction.
Yeah.
It's friction, and you're screwing it in, and it's heating up because it's hauling ass.
I'm sure that changes some of the temper in it. That might be part of what makes them brittle. I don't know.
Well, and I will say there are different types of screws because of the material they're used. So there's some that are for decking, so that's like they're weather, but it's because you're not going to get that pull and that twist because it's a deck. And then you can get I actually, when I went to get some stuff for the garden thing to do the tomato buckets and everything, apparently you can even get stainless Torx head screws now. And I'm like, well, all right. Which I guess if you're around the Gulf or something, some kind of saltwater, that'd be good, I guess. But
they're probably really expensive too.
Oh yeah, man, that shit was like $37 for a box. I'm like, yeah, okay. Song in the South, our main residence right now, was built in 1893 and is a 2-story brick on rock foundation. Thought I'd jump in and say hi. Much love to everyone. I'm going to go and rest my evening tomorrow. All right, Garrett. Make tomorrow a good day. Yeah, Song said I've seen a 200-year-old houses stand on rock's foundation. Oh, yeah.
I've got one next door here that's still standing. It's about to fall in because I tore part of the roof off, and the roof leaks, So, but I've got a way bill in my Bible where I took the siding off the outside and was redoing the insulation, putting metal on the outside. And I got a way bill that was attached to one of the studs from 1885 or 1887, November. For some of the material that was delivered when that house was built. It's got oak studs that run all the way up to the peak.
Oh yeah, see that's and it's the workmanship. Oh wait, it's happy born on tomorrow's day. Oh, so tomorrow is Garrett's birthday. Well, happy birthday tomorrow, Garrett.
Yeah, it's put together with them square coffin nails too.
Yeah, see, because and I think a lot of it's because of the mindset. We had a mindset where we took pride in what we did. So everything that people would try to do was always at the best that they could do it. So whether it was building furniture, the houses, you always tried to build the best.
And for longevity.
Yeah, that was because this was your home. This was the house. So, and we just don't view it that way. And now with the way the building industry goes, just man, that shit's just it's like a Legos project. And it was that way whenever back in the day, whenever I was there, I built some homes in Raleigh, Durham, North Carolina. About a dozen. we flew up from here. We were building houses up around Dallas, Fort Worth, and me and two other guys, this contractor from up there, come down and wanted us to build Texas style homes. It's like, well, Texas style, yeah. Oh, okay, yeah, sure, dude. We got there, man. You people use some batshit crazy stuff in all your construction. So it was like, okay, first time I ever in my life rolled up to a job site with a cherry picker sitting there with the stack of my lumber, and I'm like, what the hell do we need a cherry picker for? Oh, that's because up in the Carolinas, because you people in the mountains live so different from everybody else. Oh, we put plate in between our garage door headers, and you got to have a damn cherry picker to set that. See, down here we throw some 2x12s and a sheet of plywood in between there, and that's our garage header. Oh, no, not up there. Not to mention y'all got basements, and that was kind of a whole weird thing because we don't have basements down here. So I'm building a house on top of pedestals that are this basement, and it's like, okay, sure, floor joist this way, and then we just built it up. But yeah, that was a trip, dude. Still cracks me up. Pulled up to that job site from the hotel room because we went by the developer's office. Like, well, y'all pick out which ones. Went over to the little catch boxes. Pull out the plans. The bids are on there. Like, this is what it pays. It's like, oh, okay, cool. Yeah, these three. And it's like, okay, we'll have the materials delivered. You know, it's like, okay, we go back to the hotel. We go out, eat, and we get ready for the next day. And pull up, and here's these little flat deck cherry pickers sitting there and shit. And all this stuff. And it was like, what the hell? And then start looking at these plans, and all of a sudden see the garage headers, patio door headers. I'm like, God dang, man, y'all use plate? What the hell? Yeah, that and when we first flew up there, dude, because I was in my younger years, I used to wear a black felt hat and the mirror shades, and I had Hank Jr.'s suspenders, Bocephus suspenders on, and when we got off the plane, oh, dude, there was a good couple of dozen people that were coming up wanting pictures with me and wanting an autograph. The other two guys were cracking up, and because I would just go, oh yeah, here you go, and I would just Hank Jr. and we got out, and they go, man, what are you doing? I go, I don't know, man. You think them people are going to know? I'm not going to see them people ever again. I don't know. Hey, it made their day, and yeah. So there's probably people been running around all these decades going, yeah, look, we met up with Hank Jr. Nope, just a redneck from Texas just happened to be coming through. Just happened to have the look at the moment. Had my beard. Night, folks. All right, Tuck. Get you some rest. Make tomorrow a good day.
See you,
Yeah,
Tuck.
it's 9 o'clock. Actually, hell, I'm probably fixing to shut it down. It's 9. Be getting up about 4. Oh, and look, Tuck's going to be up at 4. Building code departments are nothing but tyrannical cash registers. Well, see, that's, man, I tell you, building codes are a trip. That's another blessing where I'm at. Like here, as long as I don't disturb that original septic tank, I ain't got to ask nobody shit. Hell, I can build a 3-story whatever I want right here.
That's the way it is here. I don't have any building codes. Nobody to answer to, no permits.
That's the only thing here is the septic system, and that's because being close to the river, you got to deal with the river authority and get your shit approved for what kind of system do you have, how big is it, okay, how deep, all the good shit, and they sign off. But because this has been done back since the 80s, it's kind of grandfathered in unless you disturb that original tank. I can go out here and I can add new line, I can add a new tank, I can do, just don't touch that original tank. You got to dump your shit into that original tank and tie into it. You mess with that, you got to go through the whole design thing and get the approval. But other than that, that's all you. And that's only because we're so close to the river.
We don't
Savage
have
says
that.
pooped. All right, night, Savage. Get you some rest. Love your 1911s. America.
Night, y'all. I'm with you there, Savage.
Property taxes are theft. Man, I tell you, and yeah, some places that just, but then we stop being communities, and people migrate and move so much, so they really don't know how that particular structure might work. They don't get involved. I
Yeah.
can say I personally don't mind our taxes down here, but then where I'm at, I'm in a 50,000 person size county as a whole. So, and my taxes are $77, and they come grade that road and they dig that ditch if I pick up the phone. And if we
Yeah.
wanted to buy asphalt, we could dump it and they would come over here and smooth the asphalt.
Mine's a little over 100, like 104 or something maybe. It ain't very much.
Yeah, I mean, a tree falls down over the road, they'll come cut it out of there. I mean, just there's, but I get it. I see other places, don't get me wrong. You can go down to Houston, see a total waste of tax dollars. It's waste everywhere. I just have the benefit of being in a little bitty redneck area.
Yeah.
And like I said, there's something to be said whenever everybody, you got to shop at the same grocery store and they're the same Walmart. It's the same Sonic, and so all of a sudden your tax assessor, you can't be too big of an ass.
Yeah. Everybody knows everybody.
That's it. So there's something to be said about that. Savage says, "Yeah, I'm a homesteader. My property taxes are less than $50 a year." Yep. He says they tax us, then tell us the road and bridge department is out of money for gravel. See, that's crazy. But it's just, I hope that that's part of the wake up call for, different areas around is people start realizing the small things right there amongst them of the waste, and then you start calling these people out and change your area. And that's actually what I started this off. The other one for tonight was because I got to think about, we were talking about all the different stuff for November, the alien invasion. And so it kind of got me thinking, well, what is happening in November? Is there something key? And so I went to the little AI bot shit and said, are there any local, state, or federal elections happening in November? And oh, yeah, there's a bunch. And then you kind of start going, oh, because you got some key cities, Minneapolis, Chicago, that also have mayor races and shit. So you kind of go, so how do you keep people from paying attention to shit? You keep them distracted.
I hadn't heard about the aliens.
Oh, yeah, that's where we were. I was up there with, I think Vision Preparedness brought it up. There's this article that come out and there's the talk, and then Mad Shad carried it over. So that's what we were talking about last night on Shad's. Because there's this talk, because there's that asteroid deal that's coming this way, and it's kind of like what was it, the Oumuamua or whatever it was, the other one that passed through. Well, there's another one, the 3-Eye Atlas, that's coming through, and so there's one of those professors, that's like it's alien craft. Well, then there's been this little talk about the alien invasion in November. I don't know where it actually originates from. It just kind of got me thinking, it's like, well, what would be happening in November? And then it's elections all across the country in different towns and counties and states. There's only one federal election, and that's for a Texas house here. It's that Sylvester dude that died. It's a seat but there's a bunch of mayors, city councils. And so you kind of start to wonder, going, oh, well, if you don't get people looking at that, it's like, look at New York City, man. They're on the verge of fixing to elect a socialist, dude. Yeah. And he ain't even hiding it neither.
He's pretty out open about it.
And I guess if you feel like you keep people distracted enough. Here you go. Tiger says their property taxes are $50 a year.
Yeah, I think Missouri's probably a pretty good state for taxes.
Well, that's Texas. I got Abbott's. I give him credit, man. He's working on a bill to, I don't know if it's to do away with it altogether or just reduce it down to real low, but I think it might even be to get rid of the property tax. And so, because I got to say, we all went through our own little things, and we see the COVID and the lockdown and the riot, the riot BLM bullshit. We have our visions, but so do these parties, and so do these politicians and elected people, and these cities and states, and people are seeing things. So that's why I think there's a little bit of a change. I just hope it keeps the momentum up, because like right now, there's a lot of stuff people don't know. There's like 150 appointees, different judges and different shit that Trump's been trying to get appointed, that the Democrats have been holding up all this time. Well, you go, so what? But that's the same very kind of people that are causing all this other shit. These are like the replacements. So this is how things start to get better. But they know that. There's so much pushback on all the changes. The Tulsi Gabbard thing kind of has me with if I could do that one eyebrow shit up where I could raise one, I'd perk that thing up, because, the way that they're coming out with that information with the whole Russia collusion hoax and shit. And you kind of go, well, man, you kind of walking on out that diving board pretty far for somebody that might be retracting this. So what is at the end of this, Holy schmoly, look at that shit. Steve Harloa. What's up, man? It's definitely been a minute. How are you doing over there on the islands? Hopefully that tsunami stuff didn't affect you guys.
That's on the wrong end.
Huh?
Alabama's on the east side.
No, the tsunami for Steve Harloa, they're over on the island in Hawaii.
Oh, I thought he was Alabama. Sorry.
No, that's Blue Butterfly said roll tide roll.
Yeah, I got my chat mixed up there.
They keep saying they're going to get rid of it in Missouri, but I seriously doubt it. I don't know, man. See, that's what I'm saying, because I think that things went so batshit crazy that it kind of sparked up a change in a bunch of shit. That, I don't know, man. I've said it for years since I came on the YouTube thing. You're going to find whatever you want to look for. If this is what you want to, if this is what you're looking for, you'll find it. I don't know. I'm on that half full side. And there's just so much. It's the direction of stuff. I think I might have actually even figured out why the orange man talked that line of shit about the Epstein stuff and did that whole it's a hoax. I think I might have stumbled on across. That's just my own thought on it. But I was like, oh, well, okay, I guess I could, not that I would agree so much, but then I don't know. It depends on what he's seen. So you kind of got to follow me with the timing. So, that happened well before he even decided to run the first time. Okay. And then that Mueller shithead was the dude over the FBI.
Yeah.
So this is the same dude who participated in the whole collusion hoax thing, right? So when he finally wins, I wonder if the shit what they're going through right now is all created bullshit. See if I make this make sense. So, because Mueller had access to that when they got it, So this is their crooked FBI guy that gets hands on all this shit when this first goes down. Trump's actually one of the first ones that disclosed all this evidence on the girls to help them tie it to Epstein, where he had been going in there hiring them girls from the spa area and shit. And then Trump stopped him. Well, that was part of it. Well, you figure when that dude, they went so batshit crazy when that dude came down that escalator, that what if they scrapped a lot of the legitimate shit and put bogus shit in there that misdirects. And so now we're here. Well, then Gabbard and all them are in, but the shit that they're actually pulling out, I don't know. Maybe it doesn't really make much sense or something. Maybe that's where that whole Democrat hoax shit comes from. Because it really got me thinking about that. Because I'm like, he does everything else with a strategic viewpoint. He always goes extreme and then makes the deal. And so you kind of wonder, but then it was like, I don't know. But there's so much going on, dude. Like I said, you're willing to call out Obama. Gabbert's willing to come out and just call it. These other senators are now willing to just come around. It's like, okay, y'all planning on doing something? Because this sure is an awful lot of talk if you ain't going to do nothing. So it just kind of makes you wonder what's coming down the pipe. I do think it's awesome. The country is doing pretty good. We just got to get through some hurdles so that then everybody can see it and start to feel it. But I think we're headed economically in a good direction for right now. There's so much money that's actually, I gotta say, if I could work and had a working welding truck right now, I bet I could go to work tomorrow, because there's plants and refineries being built for all different stuff. You know, there's a lot of growth. 15 trillion, I think, is the last I saw. $15 trillion worth of investment. You are moving around much better. I know, right? God's good. The revenue from cannabis right now is what's pushing some of this forward. But the main problem is that it is still illegal in the Fed's eyes, so the revenue can be used to state stuff. Yep. Once he does that with the banking stuff, that'll change the dynamic of that. And I got to tell you, man, I'm wondering about our lieutenant governor. I think the little shithead's in the pockets of the cartel or something, dude, because he ain't trying to regulate nothing. He wants to ban that shit outright. And it's kind of like, dude, you're hardcore on this banning THC stuff. You're not even going to want to regulate it. You know, do the little vape stuff or beer stuff, cigarette stuff. You know, do typical regulation like you do. No. Ban it all. And it's kind of like, what? That only benefits one group of people, and that's the cartel. Because now you'd put it all on the black market. You know, we're going to go back to $30 for a quarter shit because it's all hard to come by. And so you just kind of wonder, it's like, what the hell drives you, dude? Here's the deal. The country needs accountability from these people. If we are denied it now, eventually people will want vengeance. That's not a good thing. Oh, yeah, no. If we don't get some accountability and actually change the direction of where we're going at the end of this next 3 years, we're screwed. We're either fixing to make a good change in the fixing with accountability, or else we're fixing to lose it all. Because if they ever get in power, it'll never happen again. I mean, man, they got so dark this last four. Think about it. That dude literally got up there at the White House and had that shit painted up like that little fucker was Hitler, dude. Think about that, dude. They were so anti-everything American, the flag, everything. So, yeah, they're so crooked and screwed and evil that if they were to get in, we'll never get another shot. They'll never give us another shot. I firmly believe that. Hell Rescue looks like they want to ban vaping too down there. Well, the THC stuff, yeah. Texas, yeah. And right now we're having an issue with some of the vaping, but that mainly it's because of the China stuff. So see, I'm okay with it. You know what? If I end up can't even get them, then I guess I'll just quit. And I'm okay with that. It's not like that'll be a bad thing. But that's what I guess we get for getting our dependencies hooked on China to make everything.
Our main problem is the groceries and fuel right now. Both are just ridiculously high.
See, and man, that fuel shouldn't be high, because I think that's what must be tied into that fucking Jerome dude, that Fed Reserve guy, because like down here, our gas isn't high. So then, and like if you hear the national numbers, but it's like, well, what's causing that? Well, it's got to be like this whole interest rate. I don't know, because I don't know economics that well, but what's up, Oops?
Paid $2.76 yesterday. Philippi. Greg.
Oh,
$2.76 a gallon.
$2.69 here at the lake.
Yeah, it was about 20 cents cheaper when I went down for the meetup, and Hutch told me that it got even cheaper the further south you go.
Well, it's the closer you're getting to the source.
Yeah.
I mean, hell, I'm only an hour and a half, an hour as the crow flies from Refinery Road damn near, because it starts in the Beaumont Port Arthur range. It actually, in all honesty, in a way, it goes on into Louisiana because that whole Gulf Coast starts and there's shit all down that coastline into Pasadena, Baytown, and the whole, Gulf of the Port of Beaumont and shit. That's a main hub. So there's so much shit that comes from out of there. And see, groceries, that's going to be, I think that's just the chain, and it's going to take some adaptation, as we get local. It's like people freaked out over how they did this overseas beef thing. And it's not that we're shipping all our beef overseas. It's just that the tariffs opened that deal up. They used to not accept them at all, and now they can. So now our farmers can sell, some Australian dude 50 head or whatever if he wants to. Before he couldn't, that's all. I know, like right here, our little store here at the entrance of our little shit up off the road, he's one of our cattle guys in the area, and he sells meat, and we always got meat. But you just got to remember, it's going to take time. It's like with the chickens and the egg thing. Well, okay, it takes a little bit before that chicken starts laying eggs. Well, so you got to hatch the chicken, you got to raise it up big enough, unless you're Tyson, and then you just go in the lab and you shoot some shit in the vat and you spit out some chickens and they start shitting out eggs. But like legitimate chickens take a little bit before they start laying eggs. Well, cows, that takes some time to have a calf and raise it up to processing size. And
well, our cattle numbers, I heard here a few months ago that they were lower than they were in 1958. The amount of cattle we have in this country,
But see, I believe that, Mac, though, because what do? We really went through intentional attack on our infrastructure.
Yeah.
Like we literally had an internal party literally attack our constitutional way of life. I mean, literally directly do things against us. That's never happened before.
Yeah.
It was always the accidental economic things that might cause some of this problem, or, oh, wow, this was accident, but this was intentional. Let's bring shit down.
Yeah, a lot of them went out of business in 2020, 21, 22, that time frame.
Well, they intentionally, with the whole lockdown thing and the COVID and all that shit, then all of a sudden you can't afford to feed them. And so then they're just having to get rid of them. It's like, well, you got to cull your herd. You got to get it down to where something you can get the feed for. Okay, well, now we can't afford that. Okay, we'll cull some. Next thing you know, your large herd went down to little bitty shit.
Yeah.
And now we're through that phase. So it's going to take a while then for them to, they get some support now from good old Rollins. I think she's a pretty cool ag lady. I mean, she's from Texas. She's, an ag person from here. So hopefully that's good implications. But got to raise them up now. That's the biggest concern is what happens after his term. If people haven't started getting involved, paying attention, and focusing on that, okay, he's there. Get over the orange man. The orange man's in office for 3.5 more years. It is what it is. What happens after the fact? Because if you don't hold on to it, it could be really good and comfortable a year from now because, man, look, boy, we're grown, man, everything's doing good. Look, it's rocking. Those people get in 3.5 years, they'll flip the switch and turn it all off. I mean, it's obvious. We just watched them do it.
Yeah.
And this time they'd come back with a vengeance. What's up, Actions?
They'll have to outright steal it next time, though, because I think enough people are waking up to the chaos and the corruption that's going on up there. And in local government, too. People are waking up to things. People pay more attention when it hits them in the wallet, too.
But see, they'll do it, man. And we'll never get another shot. Like there'll never be another election. You know, if they were to actually win it the next round and get in control, we won't have another one. They'll pass so much shit. If they get the House and the Senate next year, they'll impeach his ass and they'll take it over. I mean, those people are ruthless. So that whole party, and I'm not political, but it is what it is. They've set their own terms. I didn't pick it for them, but that whole Democratic Party is batshit crazy, and they don't give a shit where the batshit idea came from. If somebody says it out loud, they all just follow in line and execute it. And that's, man, because you got to remember, man, them COVID days, dude, they were literally saying shit like, oh, these non-vaccine persons, they'll just try to push them out of the emergency room, let them just die off. And so, yeah, there's some hate there, dude. That's, you know, want to shoot somebody wearing a hat. That's, yeah, there's some hatred out there.
Yeah.
You know, so they get in control, it's going to be bad. I mean, I'm sorry, look at you. You're taking shots at ICE agents. You're literally trying to justify why this rapist that was taken before a judge 2 years ago and told to get out, and yet he was released and stashed in the sanctuary city, and you guys are attacking people that are trying to get him out of here. Make that shit make sense. All right, Blackbird, get you some rest, ma'am, and make tomorrow a good day.
Hey, Blackbird.
Grumpy said 18 months from birth to butcher on beef. Rescue is right. We are currently going through the third wave caused by the slaughterhouses shutdown. Yep. And see, and that's why I say it's because, man, look at all the different trade skills during COVID. You know, people that didn't want to get the jab. And so they, you know, it's like you either get it or you got to retire or you got to get out or what. Well, these are the people that ran that shit and did that for X amount of years, whatever. You know, they knew the sounds, they knew the things, they knew what to look for. Those were that's why, man, I ain't flying in no plane, and I have no intention of getting in any kind of form of travel if I ain't driving it or know the vehicle I'm in, because it just, and it's not that the packaging, dude, I don't know about y'all, but like we get packs of crackers, we get that box, and I've chuckled at this a couple of times because we'll get a box of crackers and you go to open that little cellophane pack of them, and you can tell that somebody's not running the damn line right because the sealer thing is so jacked up. It just sits there and it crunches all the end of the packaging. And I used to check and I'd go, see, this is ramifications of the COVID shit. See, the person that knew how to run that sealer on that line, he's probably not there no more. They got somebody just to come in and fill the warm spot, and they don't know to look for that. So there's probably some little adjustment that needs to be done. You look at the labels and shits are crooked on the label. It's like, well, gee, I wonder why it's crooked. Because somebody's not watching that line anymore that used to watch that line.
There's no quality control.
That's it. And the people that were experienced aren't there anymore. You know? Rescue, that's why people need to shame the Dem supporters they know, remind them of all the crazy shit their party supports, that they support. Yeah. Well, that's one thing in looking at, yeah, and I personally, like I said, I think I said this the other day on my live or something. I don't know. I'll just say it again, so I'm going to say it now. Pay attention. You know, people were bitching about like a Nancy Pelosi, a Lindsey Graham, a Chuck Schumer. Okay, that's cool. Yep, dickhead, asshole, evil-ass woman, got you. Yep. Now, why don't we focus on the people that live in those people's district? Because the only reason they're holding that office is because there's a district that they're under. So how about we apply pressure to that district that they come out of, and maybe that district can put somebody else in there. But, you know, it's becoming accountable for that shit. And I even said it the other day, if it means not doing business with whatever district she's got in California, don't do business there till they get rid of her corrupt ass. Oh, give me one sec. All right, back. The missus is fixing to lay down. So. But just, you know, hold the areas that these people come from accountable. And that applies pressure. you know, because it's American people. It's we the people, and it's our vote. That's what it's. That's why it starts off with we the people, and our power is in our vote. And the minute you feel like that doesn't mean anything anymore, well, then you quit the game. So hell, just sit on the bench and bring us water when we need it. I don't know.
I just seen a link before I come on here with you, and it was something about a federal executive order or a federal law that was passed making it illegal to be homeless. Have you heard anything about that?
Oh no, but I know that I saw something about them cleaning up the streets over there in California and stuff, and they were saying Trump is cleaning out the homeless. I wonder if that's what it was in reference to.
I don't know. I gotta go back and watch it after I'm off here, but I just seen the headline right before I come on here. There does seem to be a little bit of a war on poverty, and not in a good way.
Yeah, man, I'm probably not going to make too many happy people with my thoughts on home. Because you know what? You got to tell me why. Tell me why you're homeless. I need to know that. I really do. That's, to be honest, that's my view on homeless. Because I've just watched interviews with some people, and it's so my first thought on homeless is that's bullshit, dude. That's just some weak ass victim excuse shit to live off other people, and you're willing to just live that suck ass life because you ain't got to do nothing. It just so that's I've got a tainted view after some of them interviews, man. I mean, literally people sitting over there and getting interviewed and going, why would I work? I can go to the Red Cross and I get a tent and I got a debit card and I have a phone and look at my view. And the dude points to the beach and I'm going, see, now, and that's why it tainted my view on the word homeless. If it's homeless because, wow, you had a fire, you know, and it destroyed your house. You have nowhere to live now, and you've lost everything, or something's happened, and so you've lost everything. I get that. Now we can talk about a solution. But this, you know what? I don't want to work there. Well, I don't want to live there. Well, that's not very comfortable. Oh, I don't like that. Okay, no. You know what? We need to take your ass out on an island and dump you off until you decide you want to join the human race and provide for yourself. But
yeah, I agree with you on those kinds.
That's why the whole Medicaid thing that he changed with this whole, man, you know, if you can work, you need to go at least work 20 hours a week. And it's kind of like, you know, and people are like, oh my God, I can't believe you're doing it. It's like, what, 20 hours a week? You can't go invest something since you're getting handouts. Like the system, other people are taking care of you. Like that doesn't bother you. That doesn't, see, and I'm just coming from my viewpoint. So, you know, if this shit somehow affects you, then you need to look at that on your end, not my end. I don't know you, so I can't direct this towards anybody. But from my viewpoint and what I've been through in life, bullshit, dude. If you're not trying to pull yourself up, then nobody else needs to cater to your happy ass. If you sit out there and damn it on an island and starve to death because you won't get up and go figure out no food, then so be it.
Yeah.
I mean,
I agree with that.
Yeah, you need to be self-supportive or try to. Now, if you've got some handicap stuff that's screwing you, okay, let's address that. But let's address this in a reality.
Or the people that lose their jobs because of cutbacks or something, and they end up losing their house and living in a car.
Yeah,
you know, because there was a lot of people that had debt back, especially around 2020. They had debt because they were based on a certain income that they were used to getting, and then they lose their job and end up working at a lower level job, and they never can get back into a better paying position. So they're stuck at the McDonald's or Walmart, and they end up living in their car. I've seen several. That's their story anyway. I can't verify them one way or another, but you know, people like that deserve a break.
Yeah. Well, that's why I'm okay with coming up with some kind of a housing program of, you know, like helping people get started, kind of like we do. We got vets, you know, you can do the VA bill, first time buyer stuff, but we ought to have a helping hand kind of thing. Our problem is that all this shit is ran by people, and people suck.
Yep.
And so the minute all of a sudden they're in control of this 2.5 billion account, they kind of lost sight of that. Let's get everybody under the roof. It's like all of a sudden it was like, oh, well, we could use a raise, and it becomes making their life better in some way. And it just, that's what I see. And that's why I think that, but see, it's in the messaging, dude. We're so quick to handouts. Oh, look, I don't agree with methadone for heroin junkies. I think that's government funded dope. Oh no, don't pay the black market for that damn tar. We ain't seeing none of that money. Go over there and you can get the federally approved methadone. There you go. How are you helping somebody get off of it that way?
Sure.
We don't encourage it. We don't encourage trade skills. We don't encourage taking pride in work. You got people that got jobs that give you the stupid look when you go in. They don't even comprehend customer service anymore. Businesses used to think that the customer was always right, and they've shifted that now to where it's like, F you if you don't like it. There's another one right behind you. Get out of the way.
Yeah. Yeah, the customer service went out the window.
Yep. Learn this working at an inner city hospital. 90% of people that are homeless are that way because they want to be. Why is it my responsibility to care for those people? Exactly. See, that's what I'm talking about. I need to know the reason. Then we can talk about, some empathy, but it's done. We've done pushed the pendulum too far. I got to know reasons now. It isn't just on the fly. Oh, and then Grumpy says, I don't get the there's a war on poverty and not in a good way statement. So what did you mean when you said that, Mac?
Well, because there are some people out there that can't help the position they're in. They do try to do better, like the example I gave. And that's getting to be a growing number of people living in their cars. I've been noticing that even back before 2020 happened. There's several channels here on YouTube that are people that ended up living in their cars and vehicles that just because the whole job situation changed, it wasn't nothing, and then they can't get another one, especially when you get up into an older age. Like I'm 54, and I could tell that 4 years ago that I was on one of the ones that they moved out of different jobs.
See, I don't know, because I guess I can. That's where it comes down to. I just have to know circumstances, because I get what you're saying in a way, Mac. I do, but then I understand what Grumpy's saying, and I think that it's become. I don't know how if I can say it right. Okay, well here. So whenever I've been through that, and so I had nowhere to stay. I actually used to stay in a vacant house for a little while, and at night, after there was nobody awake, I would go out and I would put plates in the breaker box so I could turn on some power, and I would take a shower and I'd clean up and do all that, and I'd heat up some water, make mac and cheese. But there were times, dude, for a little while I slept under an underpass, and I went to a gas station and I cleaned myself up in a bathroom. And it just, I guess that's where I would have to know the circumstances, because I've heard so much. I've done, I was a counselor for a little while, so that's why I couldn't do that. I'm not good with excuses, because I can literally look anybody dead in their eye and go, I probably have been there, because I've been homeless, I've been locked up, I've been a meth head, I've been a drunk, I've been a good guy, and I've lost shit, we've had hard times raising the kids, and but what I do, I want to hear. I feel like that's my thing. I just can't listen. We lost Matt. I just can't listen to the excuse part. I gotta hear some reasoning behind it. There he is. Or he's almost the connection, I guess. I wonder if I turn my camera off, if that would help the connection. Oh, we lost him again. Everybody deserves a break. The church used to know the true need of the material. Oh well, yeah. Well, and it's been encouraged though too. We're trying it again. I see the encouragement for this. I don't like. I guess that's my thing is if we were really serious and if people like it used when I was growing up, there wasn't a bunch of people because that wasn't like that. If you acted like a hobo bum that didn't try to improve yourself, you would be shunned and you would have been outcasted. Kind of make that sound kind of really hyperbolic in a way, but that's kind of what would happen. People didn't cater to that at all. You didn't. You had to suck it up, Buttercup, and you needed to try to do better, and then people would help. Well, that's totally changed now, and so now you literally, like I said, you got people so lazy they literally order somebody else to bring them their food. So nobody cares, and we got so much because it's become a political game. They get handed out money left and right to where now you got a whole bunch of people that don't give a shit, have no intention of doing anything. They get plenty what they're satisfied with that loser style of life. And I'll say it, that's my 2 cents. You got some people that are totally down with a loser ass way of life. And if it's off of somebody else's back, they don't have no problem, ain't no shame in their game. And I think if we go back to encouraging, but then that goes back into parenthood and actually having parents and, establishing a family and reestablishing the commitments of marriage. And, it's like one thing after another. And you kind of go, yeah, I don't know. We'll give it a shot. Oh, there's Matt. We're trying it again. I don't know. It's hell this time. And I'm still here. I'm not buffering out. Oh, we lost him again. That might be my call. It is 9:49, so I don't really know what I'm doing. It's coming up on 10 o'clock. Oh, here comes Mac again. Hey, this time we got video. I don't know if we have
Can you
audio.
hear me?
Yep, there he is.
I don't know.
Oh, well, I said that, and that's roboting.
Hear me okay?
Uh-oh. Oh, there he is. Well, the video's not moving. The audio's kind of in and out of roboting and not.
Yeah, I think my signal getting.
Uh-oh. It was roboted.
Yeah, I think my signal messed up.
Well, I might be fixing to shut it down anyway, Mac. It sure was good hanging out with you, brother. We'll have to do this more often.
Yes, sir.
Uh-oh. That was quick enough. There's connection. Let's see. So, oh, no, we're going to try again. Let's see what happens. Oh, no video. Oh, there's a picture. Oh, and there it went. Yeah. I appreciate you, Mac. It was good talking with you, brother. If you can hear me. You would think the signal would get a little bit better up there at night. Sky clears up, and I don't know, is the weather pretty clear up around there, Rabbit? Or do y'all got some kind of storm stuff rolling in? Yeah, see, Gmo Merkel, I'm not down with that. See, those people, that's utter horseshit. But then, hey, that's just my 2 cents. Hey, Mac, I appreciate you, brother. Keep pushing forward. Maybe we can try to hook up tomorrow evening. I appreciate you, man. Hear my thoughts and prayers, sir. Strength and wisdom. Hey, you know what, everybody? Make your day a good day. It's all in how you take this in. You're going to have to face it. You got it, Mac. Anytime you just say the word. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. Just, I don't know. Y'all take care. When you wake up tomorrow, take a deep breath and you make the decision that you're going to make it a good day. So when shit comes at you and you start getting wound up, you take a deep breath, slow your roll. Don't let them get control. Don't let other people dictate your day. So you make it a good day. I appreciate y'all. Y'all make it a good one. Y'all take care. Peace.
I ain't here tomorrow. If the good Lord says it's my time to go, I don't see that morning sunset. There's some things I need for you to know. The truck is yours if you want it. It'll run forever if you treat it right. When you think of me on some back road, that's because I'm right there by your side. Chase your dreams until you catch on. Leave your doubts in a cloud of dust. You can't ever love too big. You can't call your mom too much. Do your best to get it right. Forgive yourself when you don't. Hope you don't forget how much I love you. I ain't here tomorrow. Don't let life turn you bitter. Don't be ashamed about your head. Take it easy on the liquor. Remember what it did to your granddad. Yeah, you're gonna get your heart broke, but a couple of tears don't make you weep. Gonna find that girl God made just for you. Knows what he's doing, wait and see. Chase your dreams until you catch on. Leave your doubts in a cloud of dust. You can't ever love too big. You can't call your mom too much. Do your best to get it right. Forgive yourself when you don't. Hope you don't forget how much I love you. I ain't here tomorrow.
Keep the shotgun in the family, raise your babies by the book, and keep my picture in your wallet. Keep your car keys on a hook. Do your best to get it right. Forgive yourself when you don't. Please don't ever forget how much I love you. I ain't here tomorrow.
Take care, everybody. Appreciate you. Peace.